I finally had time to hit veteran here in the Go Battle League Season 20. So, yeah, actually this is the most serious I've played Go Battle League in probably over a year. And I honestly still haven't been playing that much. I think Psychic Cup is the most I've really played aside that first week. But I do feel like maybe even this Psychic Cup I've played way more than Open Great League so far in the format. So as you can see, if you've been watching my videos, I'm actually running the same team I've been running on my previous videos with Beheeyem lead, Malamar and Claydol in the back. And yeah, honestly, while there are a lot of Malamar leads at times, this team can still beat those type of leads. And I think I saw someone comment this morning on my last video, something like Malamar helps too much. And I don't know what they were saying. Maybe it's like a language barrier. But I was trying to think like, maybe if they don't speak English as their native language, maybe they were trying to say there's too many Malamar that are currently leading and they're difficult to beat with this team. But I honestly don't think that's true. I think it's definitely harder, but I've done it on my live stream and I think there might be some battles here. I don't know if there's any in today's video. I honestly didn't check prior to comping these together, but I mainly just wanted to put a set leading up to my veteran set. So yeah, there was so many Malamar leads. Like I think the main leads I've been seeing in the format, Claydol, Malamar, occasionally Galarian Rapidash, which is good for me. I mean, Claydol's alright. They're all alright. So you have to understand, as I've been playing out through the format, I've actually realized Claydol's a pretty good way as well to deal with Malamar. Due to the fact that it can take a hit and the occasional chance to lower attack can also bulk you out even more in the fight. Excuse me. But yeah, if I do end up seeing one of those battles in this video, I can help explain. I definitely did it a lot on my live stream, and there is a chance I might go live again. I didn't do my sets today yet. I might go live today, and I'm sure we'll see Malamar leads, so I could touch base upon it more if you're wondering how you would deal with it. But ultimately, when I get the Malamar leads, I just safe swap directly to my own Malamar. And, you know, this is where the game is really just going to come down to chance at times, because, you know, I would say you have to build up to the Hyper Beam for sure before you throw a move, but it all comes down to if you throw the Hyper Beam and they shield, that could be a bad situation, or if they don't shield and you throw a foul play, that can also be a little behind in that scenario. It might be a little confusing explaining it without actually showing you the visual battle, but yeah, this team, Beheeyem, I've been using it more as just kind of like, yeah, in the Claydol scenarios you see here. Well, actually, no, this is not the best example. This is like late game of the fight. So if I had a Claydol lead with Beheeyem, I would throw Dark Pulse, because I guess some people maybe caught on that I've just been beating with Rock Slide. And yeah, I mean, hitting a Rock Slide, I mean, what I'm trying to say is I want to just throw the Dark Pulse, get a shield, and I'm just going to let the Claydol throw Scorching Sand into Beheeyem. That way I can just switch out the Malamar immediately, and I got a shield, and I didn't give any shields back. But yeah, as you saw, that was kind of crazy. That was like a Solosis, I think it was, or what? Delusion? I can't remember what that thing is called, the middle form. But yeah, here's some Meowstic action, which I think the best way to bring in something with these like dark attackers with Sucker Punch or Astonish. Malamar does pretty good against them. But yeah, a lot of people seem to be running like see, this is the thing, like there's been matches where I think it's like Malamar lead, and then I switch to Malamar and they switch in like Shadow Gardevoir, and I think people might be seeing a team like that and they're like, oh, this is crushing me, like it's taking my Malamar away. But you have to understand that like you're still actually at a pretty even point in the battle at that point. I mean, they're losing Gardevoir easily. Like, yeah, it might take down Malamar, but they're literally putting a Pokemon on their team just to check one Pokemon in the format. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, while that does do that, is it actually good? I mean, I thought about running Charm myself, but I just felt like I'd lose too much with the variance of like how people can play at a higher skill level, and also the occasional Slowbro or Galarian Slowbro. I'm not trying to get completely wrecked by that thing. That's kind of why I built this team to begin with, is I didn't want to lose to Galarian Slowbro. I didn't want to lose to Galarian Rapidash. Malamar is probably the most difficult Pokemon to deal with. I mean, Rapidash can be a problem in the back for sure, but the reality is it's actually not that hard. Like, look at this. Like, I just Hyper Beam this Malamar like it's nothing, and they bring in Victini. I think they led Victini. I may miss the lead here. So, yeah, pretty good scenario for me. And yeah, they end up having Claydol here in the back and just switch in Beheeyem. And I do feel like I can beat at this point, considering that they do not really want to be taking any type of damage at this point in the fight. So these are things you really just have to like weigh out. I mean, there's a lot of bait potential in this format depending on what Pokemon you're running. Like, say you're running Giraffe Rig, for example, you have Psychic Fangs and Trailblaze. They're both going to kind of do a similar thing for Giraffe Rig, but there's sometimes you more than likely just want to throw the Trailblaze, and then if it seems like they might shield, that Psychic Fangs is just insult to injury. But yeah, first set 4-1, and yeah, this will be the set right here that got me Veteran. And understand that like this is probably the highest, like I said this at the beginning, but I have not been playing, like it's kind of weird. It almost feels like night and day this season. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just actually having fun and more interested in trying out the meta, but I don't know what the heck was going on these last couple seasons. Maybe I really have not been playing at all, but it took me, like, I would maybe hit Veteran by the end of the season on my previous seasons and when I was making videos, because, you know, I like running Spice, I like memeing, I don't mind taking L's in the game. It's just blind format anyways, and it's more fun to kind of get those crazy wins. So that's what a lot of my content is on this channel, and occasionally, you know, I run a little more straightforward, narrow meta. Maybe because the move update really changed everything, it's more interesting to me, because I think the bottom line is I just get kind of bored with the staleness of the meta in this game. And yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, I've hit Legend many times in the past. I've even been on the leaderboard when I was really carrying it the early days of playing the game. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of shocked how fast I went from 19 to Veteran, because I legitimately didn't even think I was like trying that hard this season yet. Like, I've just been like playing the game, trying to figure stuff out. And when I was on my live stream the other day, I did try to do a Veteran push because I was so close. I think I was like 19 and I instantly got to like Veteran, or no, I got like right under Veteran in the same stream. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I didn't realize like I could be this good still. Like, I don't know, I'm being a little facetious slightly. Like, I know I'm like pretty decent at the game. It's more like, how much do I want to invest in it, right? Like, I don't want to be, it still lags a lot, like realistically. When you get charge moves, the stutter lag, I don't know how much it's really affected, but there has been a couple matches I've played where I was really confused because I was actually counting, and it just felt like my opponent was somehow one attack ahead of me at times, but it's not like it's happened that often. I can only think of one instance where I felt like, wow, that's kind of insane that that happened, but I don't know, I could have, maybe I was mistaken too, but it just didn't feel right. But again, it could have just been like some sort of visual error or some glitchiness or lag. But yeah, let me focus on this battle. So yeah, unfortunately I can knock out this rapid, or not knock it out, but I think I am able to just barely. Oh, they have the high horsepower. Actually, I think I lose this match now I think about it, because it has the move locked on Claydol here. Yeah, so this is the one battle I do actually lose during my final set. Let me focus a little more on the commentary, because I've just been kind of like talking about my GBL experience and like overall, right? So this is an ideal lead. I mean, really can't go wrong. You could try to predict the body slam. Is it worth it? Not really. I don't think it's necessary. I think even being down the shield is quite okay here because at this point it's like they kind of have to throw hyper beams in the Malamar to beat it. And for some reason, like, they just kind of wait to throw this foul play. And I am able to get a rock slide off, which brings me down to the equal shield, which ultimately is going to put me in a better position for the mirror match. And I know a lot of people are running Psycho Cut Malamar. I personally am not going to change to Psycho Cut. Just because it doesn't really, like, yeah, it's faster, but I don't think I've ever actually lost one. Like, if you look at PV Poke, the thing is the Psy Wave damage just ends up adding too much significance in the fight. And yeah, while there are scenarios where the Psycho Cut could be nice, I personally have not been convinced that it's actually worth changing to, because I've never been in a scenario where I felt like I was losing that bad that I needed to change it. And I just feel like in the mirror, it like makes such a difference. Like, yeah, in the 2 shield, it could be bad, but every other scenario is good for the Psy Wave variant. And even then, it's like, that's only in a perfect world that the 2 shield is the ideal scenario for the Psycho Cut. So, yeah, I mean, say you can have your, you can build your team how you would like, whatever your preference is. I'm just saying, personally, I don't think I would change my team the way it is, just to meet that standard. And also, why am I running the same team when there's a Rise and Malamar leads? Like, yeah, I could run Galarian Rapidash maybe at this point, right? There still are the occasional Victinis and things like that, of course, but I think the real issue is I tend to get very comfortable with a team, and even when I have some bad matchups that, you know, maybe I'm like, oh, these are bad leads, I'm getting 5 bad leads in a row. The thing is, the team that you use in Go Battle League shouldn't be determined if it wins or loses purely based on the lead you get. So if you're thinking that you get a bad lead and a bad switch in also, and you're like, oh man, like, but if the team was doing okay prior, you have to understand that like every team has a check and balance, and just because you have a rough set, like a 4-1 or a 1-4 set, which I definitely had a couple of getting the veteran, it doesn't matter. Like, it legitimately, this is a game of chance to a degree, and you can't let one, like, in my opinion, definitely you gotta change when it makes sense. And like, not that like changing them out like a different lead when it makes sense, but I'm so comfortable with bad leads with this team that I would rather get a close loss occasionally, or even just like a hard loss once in a while, and keep running the same team and risk running into a similar team comp than changing my team entirely and maybe losing to just small miscalculations or slight misplays that I could have done better. So yeah, I'm a big fan of sticking to a team and mastering it as long as it actually can hold its ground. I think this team does. You can say Beheeyem's a glass cannon, but then you just play it like it's a glass cannon, you know? Like, I'm not shielding it pretty much. In a lot of scenarios, I'm like throwing a move and not shielding. And it can sometimes even just take a move instead of staying in and just letting it die. Like, yeah, I'll switch out even if it puts me in a tough switch, because now I have also the potential safe swap and I'm not generating my opponent extra energy. So there's a lot of nuance to it. Like, I feel like the Pokemon that were the most difficult for me to beat, like this Pokemon right here. Draft Rig is actually kind of cool Pokemon. I was thinking about trying to use it, but I never got to the point where I felt like I wanted to make that change. Like, it sparked my interest multiple times while playing through the format. But yeah, I didn't really want to commit the Stardust, if I'm being honest. And yeah, it could have been cool. So yeah, there's a 4-1 set, and this will be my set that actually got me veteran. It's nice getting the Groudon encounter, but I don't even like, I mean, it's like, by the time I actually have enough XL candy to build a Master League Groudon, yeah, it's probably going to be like a long time from now. Anyways, also, please hit that like button if you've been watching this. It does help my content out a lot. And with that being said, the Sass Squad's getting stronger each and every day. Good morning, evening, afternoon, for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. If you'd like to watch more Go Battle League content from me, consider watching this video right here or this video right here.